Just off the Texas coast sits a unique beach town marked with salty vibes and sun-soaked memories, Port Aransas. It's a place where family traditions unfold naturally, and beauty lies both in island views and the unhurried moments between adventures. One visit and you'll see why generations of Texans have anchored their traditions to the island life. Start your new favorite family tradition in Port Aransas, Texas. Head to visitportaransas.com and plan your trip to Houston's beach. The largest pop culture festival in Texas is back at the George R. Brown Convention Center from June 20th to June 22nd, Comic Palooza. And there is so much to do at Comic Palooza, so dress up as your favorite character. I'll probably be in a Batman costume, and check out the different exhibitors on the show floor, stop by the Okashi Japanese arcade area, or visit one of the many celebrity panels. Get your tickets now at comicpalooza.com/CityCastHouston. Today on CityCast Houston, Montrose isn't just one of the coolest neighborhoods in H-Town, it's a whole vibe. And today I'm talking with the creator behind the popular meme account at Montrose Selectuals. He'll help you live your best Montrose life, and I promise it will be anything but boring. And just a heads up, this conversation has some bad words in it. Before we get to today's episode, we have some big news on HISD. Texas Education Commissioner Mike Morath announced that the state's takeover of HISD will continue until June of 2027 before the state announces a timeline to transition back to an elected board overseeing the district. State-appointed Superintendent Mike Miles will remain in charge as well throughout the entire process. We'll break this down more on Friday's episode. It's Tuesday, June 3rd. I'm Rahil Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. Okay, Montrose Selectuals, you want to remain anonymous. Are you playing a prank on me? Because I want to say Montrose Sexual so badly, and that's in your Instagram account. Come on, tell me, are you just messing with me here?
The name Montrose Selectuals is a clumsy portmanteau of the neighborhood of Montrose, and then a term that was used popularly on the internet in 2020 to 2021 called an intellectual. An intellectual is an even worse portmanteau of an incel, which is an involuntary celibate, and an intellectual. So it's like 4 layers deep of mashing words together. Generally speaking, I'm asserting that I am the intellectual of Montrose via being the incel of Montrose.
Okay, gotcha. The reason we have you on is because you do love Montrose, right? And we're going to plan a perfect day in Montrose. Then we're going to plan a weird Montrose day because that's what Montrose is. It's quirky. It's weird. It's this whole vibe. So we'll do that. But before we even jump into that, where exactly is Montrose for you? Because I get into some fights about this. And actually, the Cron got into a little debate about where does Montrose end? Where does Greenway Plaza begin? Because they put Edwards Cinema in Montrose, but it's not. I look at Montrose towards the north side of it, and I'm like, is that really Montrose? Because it's all high rises now. Where do you define Montrose?
Montrose is at the intersection of Westheimer and Montrose Boulevard. That is where Montrose is. It just blossoms out from there. Montrose is, and I recently had to figure this out, Montrose is 3 zip codes, but I think the core of Montrose runs on Westheimer Boulevard between Montrose Boulevard and Shepherd. Now, you can easily go out to Taft and say that's still Montrose. Once you hit Bagby, you are no longer in Montrose. You are in Midtown.
No. I think Taft is the cutoff.
Taft's
right?
a strong cutoff.
That is
Although, what's frustrating about Taft being the cutoff is that Numbers is actually on the outside of Taft, if we're looking at that radius. And I don't think there's anything more Montrose than Numbers. So it's really hard to define by streets. The easier and cornier answer is Montrose is where your heart is. Montrose is wherever you bring the Montrose energy to. You can be weird up on Dallas Street. Getting to Allen Parkway and still being weird, it's more difficult, but it can still be Montrose.
Yeah. Allen Parkway, it's too clean of a weird for me. It's not a true Montrose weird. It's like you're forcing the weird.
If you jog the Buffalo Bayou without a shirt on, singing opera, and you're on roller skates, even better, then you brought Montrose to Allen Parkway. It can be done.
I love it. So let's plan the perfect day in Montrose for our listeners, all right?
Absolutely.
You started off. Give me some spots. Where are we going from beginning of the day to ending our night in Montrose?
Best day in Montrose. It starts at Black Hole Coffee House on Graustark. The reason it starts at Black Hole is because Black Hole does not serve great coffee, but it serves good coffee.
Mm,
The vibes are not cool, but it is very authentic. You can blast cigarettes on the patio still.
oh,
And
yeah.
outside of Agora, I don't know where you're blasting cigs at 7 in the morning. There's a bunch of great coffee shops in the neighborhood, like Little Dreamer, Blacksmith, Agora. Brazil is its own thing. But Black Hole remains to me like the 1999 ideal of a coffee shop. And so I start
Nice.
my day at Black Hole. You sit on the patio with your friends. Maybe you get a scone. The scones are good. The turnovers are good. The quiche is very heavy, but if you want to start your day off with quiche, you could go that maneuver. But yeah, black coffee, cigarettes on the patio with your friends. That's like 2 hours killed right there. That's a lot of good
Love it.
conversation.
Love it.
From there, you're going to make your way to the Manil. This is because this is all walking distance, right? So perfect day in
Whoa.
Montrose. We're walking everywhere. So you're going to make your way to the Manil from Black Hole. Now, the Manil lawn hang, very easy to do. Grab some beers, some wine, picnic blanket, get
Yeah.
together with your friends. Perfect weather. The thing that people fuck up with a Manil lawn hang is that they don't bring lawn games. So you need to have like bocce ball, or you need to have croquet. You need
Darts.
darts.
Yeah.
Get some lawn darts out there.
Darts is a good one there. Yeah, yeah.
I've never tried lawn darts. They have security on campus. I don't know if security would flag lawn darts or not. There's a game that's like popular in Scandinavia that's huge in the Midwest too called Kube. It involves a series of wooden blocks and wooden batons that you throw at a distance to knock over each other.
What?
A game of oh yeah, you got to play Kube on the Manila lawn.
Cool. Okay.
The last time I played Kube on the Manila lawn, we had people like 80 feet away pop up and go, are you playing Kube? Yo! And like come over and join our game. And yeah, it's like the real lawn game heads know.
Okay, but I don't want to throw anything because then I might hurt like a meditation circle because there's so much going on the lawn.
The sound bath is only on Sundays. You're doing this on Friday. Yeah. I avoid the Manila lawn on Sundays because I feel like a real jerk every time I'm there on a Sunday trying to party with my friends.
Yeah.
I think Friday is the day to do it. I think there's plenty of space on the Manila lawn to set up Kube. And if you're running short on space, you got the whole dog park on the other side near the Dan Flavin installation.
Mhm.
That place is never full up. So you can go play Kube over there if you have to.
I know there's a popular meme that you put on your account about kissing under the low branch at the Manil. I remember that one. Are you jumping on any of the trees, climbing them a little bit?
I'm not getting up there. And that's because of my lack of dexterity.
Okay.
One time we were playing like a pickup cricket game and this tennis ball got caught up in the tree and I did have to scurry up the tree to grab a tennis ball. But outside of that, no, I'm not getting up. Tree climbing is for teenagers.
Okay, can I just say how Montrose Celestials this is that you were playing a pickup cricket game on the lawn of the Manil?
That was a great day. We've moved the pickup
That's
cricket
amazing.
game to another location now, but there were a couple great sessions of pickup cricket on the Manila lawn.
Okay, I'm glad that pickup cricket is being played in the inner city because me being a Pakistani immigrant, that's more like a suburbs, find a field, and you're hanging out with your dad and his friends kind of thing. So I'm glad y'all are keeping it alive.
I'll let you know next time it goes down. I'll shoot you a DM. You can come play cricket.
Come on, let's do it. Where are we going after the Manil?
Catbirds for happy hour. They open at 3:30. It's so fun to sit on the Catbirds patio at 3:30. 3:30 to 4:30, 4:30 into 5. People are getting off work. The drinks are incredibly affordable. Couple well gin and tonics, maybe a Lone Star on draft. They do them in a huge schooner, like a big frozen goblet. Couple of those. And the Montrose Sun is going to set you up pretty good. And then it's only about like 5 blocks from Catbirds to get to Riva's. Riva's is an Italian-American restaurant on California Street, kind of tucked behind Nico Nico's and Blacksmith. So it's off the main drag of Westheimer and Montrose. It's one of my favorite restaurants in the city. It's been around for probably 30 years. They make a really big, really strong martini. They have, menu items like the chicken funchesi. It's like very 2007 Italian-American red sauce joint.
That's the kind of joint I want to go to.
Yeah.
They're not charging you probably $35 for a pizza, it sounds like.
No.
Like,
no. I think everything on the menu is $19 or $23. And it doesn't matter if you're getting veal or just like butter noodles. It's all $19 to $23.
And all shareable.
And the beauty of Riva's, there is no appetizers on the menu because every entree that you order at Riva's comes with garlic bread, a soup of the day, and salad, which is served coursed out. So it's a whole dining experience. I mean, the service is very dialed in. The salad has like shredded Mexican blend cheese on it. Like it's a really really
Okay.
unique house salad. And I've never walked out of there without like a half a pound of food left over.
I was going to say, this sounds like a place where you're taking home a lot of food. Like they are giving you
Hmm. Hmm.
generous portions. I love that.
I did Rivas for my birthday 2 years ago, and I walked out with almost like a bucket of spaghetti and red sauce that I had for the next 3 days. It was perfect.
Okay, so are we just in a food coma after this, or are we going out somewhere to end the night?
It makes it so difficult to pull this off. But yes, after you finish your food at Riva's, you have to go to Numbers. That's why we did this all on Friday, is that you were going to stumble from Riva's with a stomach full of chicken parm and veal cutlets, and you're going to go to Numbers and you're going to sweat it out and dance it off. Friday night is 80s night. So that is what you're getting
That's it.
yourself in for. You got your Depeche Mode, you got the Cure going, got some deeper cuts, and the lasers are going off everywhere. And you'll be at Numbers till maybe 2:15, and then it's time to go home.
For people who don't know about Numbers, how would you describe it?
The best nightclub in America. I mean, like the dance floor at Numbers is going to range from really young folks that are in there, like experiencing nightclub culture maybe for the first time, and then you've got people that are on that dance floor that have been doing this for 20 or 30 years. They're in their
Yeah.
mid 60s. They've got the full face of makeup on. Maybe we've got like a day glow headband, and they're just like ripping and loving and moving. And there's a giant disco ball that rotates above you.
Yeah.
There's a stage area. No one's ever on the stage, so you get to go dance up onto the stage and feel like you're the star of the show. It's just, I've brought friends from all over the country to Numbers, and every time we stumble out of there, they'll without fail, they'll be like, this is the best night of my life.
It's been a few years since I've been to Numbers, but I was going to say you have to go when it's 80s night because that is the best part. As you mentioned, like everything you mentioned, and then sprinkled into the crowd are people who are there. They're like, why am I here? But then you can slowly see them like getting more comfortable, enjoying it. And then it's just a party. Are you dressing up, by the way, for Numbers? Or are you just rolling up in your, whatever you're wearing?
Yeah, putting on a good Numbers fit can be empowering. I think what I like about Numbers is that a lot of other people in the crowd do the heavy lifting for you.
Mm-hmm.
So like I could show up in nice pair of Carhartts and a crop top and feel like I'm looking pretty good for the club. And then I look across
Yeah.
the dance floor and somebody is like full Edward Scissorhands with black hair sticking out in every direction. Like, cool, they're keeping the vibe going. I just support it. There's no judgment on the Numbers floor for sure.
Music is one of my favorite things in the world, and on June 21st, we're celebrating Make Music Day in the Arts District. This global celebration is a great way to bring the whole family out to enjoy live music with local musicians right off Washington Avenue in the Arts District. Local Arts District businesses, artists, and community partners are coming together to make this an unforgettable annual event. And here's the best part, it's free. There's going to be free musical performances the whole family can enjoy. Join the global celebration of music in Arts District Houston on June 21st. If you're a local musician or venue, register to participate at makemusicday.org/Houston, and be sure to follow them on Instagram to find a musical performance near you at Arts District HOU. Again, all events are free and open to the public, so come ready to enjoy live music on Make Music Day. I know we're all thinking about things to do this summer, and a place you need to put on your list is the Contemporary Arts Museum Houston, aka CAM. Located in the Museum District, CAM is one of my favorites because it's great for kids and adults, and it's free. Their current exhibit is one you don't want to miss. It's called Out of Stock, and get this, it was created and curated by Houston area teenagers through CAM's 14th Teen Council. I was blown away by all of the incredible art that hits on themes of consumerism, identity, and more. And this weekend, CAM is celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Teen Council program with a 2-day anniversary bash that includes a fashion show, clothes swap, hands-on art making, live music, and more. This event is for all ages, from teens to families, and it's free. Learn more and register for the event at camh.org. Okay, that was the perfect day. I love numbers. It's iconic. And you also took us to the Manila Lawn, which is a classic Montrose thing to do. Now, I'm going to lay out my perfect day. And for me, Montrose is quirky, it's artsy. So I'm really going to lean into that. For me, I'm starting the day a little bit later because I'm hoping the kids sleep in and we're going to do this on a Saturday. Okay. So I'm starting at 11 a.m. and heading to 93 Till. And here's why, because they've got this outstanding brunch menu. It's really good. They've got different offerings that fuse Vietnamese and brunch items together. And they also have vinyls playing hip hop. So that is everything I need. It's almost like a hip hop brunch, which I really love. The crowd is great. The service is outstanding. So I'm starting it there. Have you done brunch at 93 Till yet?
I've been to 93 Till. I don't know if I've been for brunch, but I want to just to follow up. You've kids, so you're a young dad.
Yeah, thank you for calling me young. Yeah.
Feels
Yes.
young to me. You're a
Okay,
young
good.
dad who likes to go to brunch where they play hip hop music on vinyl. You're making the perfect day for people that just aren't quite like me.
Yes, yes, we're totally opposite on
Rules.
this one. Yes.
Like that rules. That is a very
Yeah.
strong pick.
And it's right there next to the Manil on Main and Mandel. So you can even go and maybe our paths will cross on our perfect days in Montrose, right?
You get to the cricket game that way. You get your hip hop brunch in and then come play cricket.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll start my day and then we play cricket together. That's what Montrose is about. Okay, I know you're going to roast me on this one, but I have to go to Sound Waves at some point during my Montrose day. Okay, like I need to go check out the skateboards, the surfboards, and they actually have some good skimboards, like one of the few places in the city. After that, then we're getting some caffeine. All right. As you mentioned, Agora is one of the few places, like it's an old school spot. They're smoking cigarettes outside. You're going to get some AC and the coffee's good.
Yeah, I think it's a really great place for kids from the suburbs to bum their first cigarette and,
Yeah,
like try to read poetry to each other. The Agora patio is something that should never die. It
never.
provides a safe space for people to consider becoming communist, maybe, is the best way that I could talk about Agora.
The Agora patio and crowd is what TV executives think Montrose is.
Yes, yeah. And it's as close as we're gonna get to like the Central Perk Friends situation, right? Like if you
Yes.
wanted a coffee shop where you could see the same exact people every single time, you could see the
Yeah.
same wacky antics play out week after week, that's Agora for sure. A
Yeah.
single cam sitcom at Agora would do very well
It would
in
kill.
2003.
For dinner, I'm heading to Riel and I'm getting a butter burger. All right. I'm not eating at the restaurant. Like I'm too tired. I just want to get them to go. And when you go inside, here's a pro tip. If you see Chef Ryan Lashane, who's been on the podcast before, one of my friends, go say hi to him because he'll probably call you a scumbag. And that's a good way to end your day in Montrose, having an executive chef call you a scumbag. It's so awesome.
Yeah, getting chewed out by Chef with my sack full of butter burgers. It feels
Yeah,
pretty rad.
that's pretty Montrose
I
right
get that.
there.
Yeah, last time I was at Riel, I saw someone do a shot of green chartreuse out of a piece of like bone marrow.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's his big
Yeah,
thing.
that's fun. Like that's
Yeah.
cool. You're not gonna get that at Marmo. I'll tell you that much.
No, no, you won't.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit temptationstreats.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Tic Tac. Summer tastes like Tic Tac. Tantalize your taste buds this sunny season with citrus adventure and orange. Two everyday flavors that bring summer in every. Tic Tac Citrus Adventure is a yummy, vibrant medley of lemon, lime, and mandarin. And Tic Tac Orange is the perfect mix of tangy and sweet. Visit us at Tic Tac USA on social to refresh your summer with Tic Tac.
Okay, Montrose Selectual. That was a good, like, perfect experience for Montrose from both of us. But now let's get weird.
What you have to understand about getting weird in Montrose is that George, the gay country sports bar in Fairview, they open at 7 a.m. So if you wanted to start your day right, I'm like right. George opens at 7 a.m. They have Twisted Tea on tap. They've got pool tables. They've got TVs. And they have one of the best patios for catcalling on Fairview Avenue. It's
Oh my
just a
gosh.
really sublime hang. So I would say your weirdest day in Montrose has to start at George at 7 in the morning. You can have one drink. You don't have to
Yeah.
hang out at George. But if you start your day with a Twisted Tea at George at 7 in the morning, you're setting yourself up for success for having a weird Montrose day.
What time does the catcalling start? Like, is it 7:30 a.m. or
7:01
7:01
a.m.
it's starting? There's something fun about that, right? As you're watching like a replay of a WNBA game for some reason. That's
Yeah.
it right there.
They got to have something on the TV. Yeah, I mean, I've walked past George at many a different hour, and if I'm not getting catcalled, at least I'm getting a little wave, a little, hey, what's up? How's it going? You know, like people on that patio are just
Yeah.
friendly.
Okay, where are we going next?
We're going to go to the Magic Cauldron. So the Magic Cauldron is
Okay.
walking distance from George. Now, I looked it up. In Texas, you can buy a sword if you're under the influence. You just can't use the sword in public. So it's
What?
completely safe to get a little liquored up, go to the Magic Cauldron, and buy a sword.
Okay, explain to people what it is, because not too many people know, I think. What is the Magic Cauldron?
Magic Cauldron is on Montrose Boulevard. It is a supply store for all kinds of witchcraft and Wicca and a lot of different countercultures.
Yes.
People that are really into the Ren Fair will hang out at Magic Cauldron. People that are really into burning incense and pulling tarot will hang out at the Magic Cauldron.
Yeah.
They also have, behind the counter, up on a wall, a large selection of swords. And I've wanted one for so long. And I think the only way that I'm going to have the courage to put my credit card down on a sword at the Magic Cauldron is if I started my day at George at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, that is the perfect formula to buying a sword.
A little liquid courage.
I think you need to start a GoFundMe on your account, by the way. Like, why can't we get you one?
I am so reticent to ask for money from anybody in this neighborhood because then the DMs are just going to fly open, and I don't want to deal with all that.
Do it. Just post a Venmo account and let's get you that sword. Come on.
How about this? I sell merch. I pop up around town. I'll post about it on Instagram. Come buy a t-shirt. Come buy a print. All of the money from here on out is going towards a sword at the Magic Cauldron.
Yes, that is so good. Okay, after we get that big King Arthur style sword, where are we heading?
Yeah. It's interesting you brought up King Arthur because I have a theory that there's a sub neighborhood in Montrose that's not getting talked about enough, and I'm calling it Little Britain. And Little Britain is a triangle between Keneally's Irish Pub, the Red Lion, and the Phoenix down on Westheimer.
Yeah.
And I think there needs to be some kind of competition formed by bouncing between those three bars and drinking different strange imported beers. And to be honest, the food is also really good. Every time I try to pitch people on going to Keneally's, everyone kind of shrugs. And then I'm like, well, the pizza's great. I'm like, the pizza is great. Let's go to Keneally's.
Yeah, it's so much fun to go to any of those three on a big soccer morning, by the way. Like if there's Champions League or if there's a big tournament happening, all of those bars are popping, no matter what time the games are. If there's like a 3 a.m. game, I'm sure they're open.
There's a real strength to a windowless bar. And Keneally's does that really well. Slipping into a windowless Irish or English bar in Houston is kind of like Kingdom of the Lotus Eaters, right? Like if you stay for one sip, you might be there for 6 hours. So I highly suggest kind of getting lost in what I'm calling Little Britain.
I love it. Once we get out of that, like it's 11:30 p.m. it feels like, where are we heading?
So the last thing to round out the weird day is you got to go to Avant Garden on a Tuesday for the music open mic.
I haven't experienced this yet, but I've heard stories about it.
It rules because there's so many people trying their best, and maybe these people have been performing for a week, maybe they've been performing for 15 or 20 years. There's an earnestness to the Avant Garden open mic that I adore, because you can watch people just bomb too, just really fall apart up there. And depending on how much of a heckler you want to be, there can be some back and forth at the Avant Garden open mic.
Before we wrap up, I want to ask you about your account. This is your second go at it, right?
Yeah, I shut down the account about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago now. Someone threatened to sue me for, I guess, defamation.
What? What happened?
Yeah.
Can you talk about it?
I'm going to talk about it as broadly as I can.
Okay.
I Googled Texas high school portraits and just pulled images that were all just up on Google Images. And I wrote funny captions for them, things that
Mhm.
people from your high school might say. One individual really, really didn't like the joke that I made about him. The joke was, in my opinion, totally fair play. And if anything, it was punching up. Like, it was joyous, it was celebratory. I received a number of DMs from him saying, please take it down. And then it became more threatening, like, you have to take it down. And then it turns out that his dad's a lawyer in downtown Houston. And he hit me with the full on, like, if you don't remove this post, I will seek legal action. So it just
Oh
had me
my
feeling like,
gosh.
oh, I think this thing got a little too big. Like,
Mhm.
if I'm Googling Texas high school portraits and somehow it's getting back to somebody whose dad is a lawyer, it's no fun. I don't know. So I shut it down for a while. It just bummed me out,
Yeah.
that whole experience.
Okay. But now you're back. It's bigger than ever. 20,000 followers, and it's so much fun. And you get to shitpost all day, which, by the way, is an actual term, and I'm allowed to say it. It's such a cool account because it's a mix of satire, inside jokes, and like some truth, right? About like where Montrose is heading, where it's been, why we love it, why we don't like it sometimes.
That's very kind of you to say. The way that I think about it is just holding up like a little tiny mirror to the neighborhood of
Yeah.
Montrose, and everybody gets to look at it and see, oh, wait, I know that. I've been there. I live on that street. They just smash that like button and they start sharing.
Yeah.
I don't shitpost all day. All of this usually comes together between like 3:50 and 4 p.m. every day. So I have other things that I do, and around 3:50 I start crafting posts. If it's not done by like 4:15, I'll just scrap it for the day. If I've got
Okay.
something good, it goes up. So I'm not like sitting down in a writer's room and trying to figure out the funniest thing to say about blacksmith. Like,
Yeah.
it's whatever's going on that day, and it just goes from there. So I think that's maybe why people connect with it too, because I can literally post about the weather and 600 people will be like, I saw it's the same weather for me. And it's like,
Yeah.
I know, we live in the same zip code.
It's so relatable. I don't live in Montrose. I grew up in Houston, so I understand the spirit of Montrose, but I love the account, man. It's so much fun. And, when we talked about this beforehand, you didn't want your identity out there, which I respect. Like, I get it, right? Because you don't want to be recognized at HEB. But can you give the listeners something about you, like the man behind Montrose Selectual? Just one thing on the way out.
I am a 22-year-old from the Dallas Fort Worth area, and I own a home in the 77006 zip code. That's all you need to know about me.
That's it. Montrose Selectual, thank you so much. That was a blast. I'll see you out there on a Tuesday night as people are chasing their musical dreams at Avant Garden.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
That was Montrose Selectuals. You can follow him on Instagram with the link in our show notes, and you never know, he might even meme CityCast Houston. Throughout the month, we'll be spotlighting Montrose every week, so please share this episode with 3 of your friends who live in Montrose or love Montrose so they can learn more about what's happening in Houston's quirkiest neighborhood. And if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button so you get episodes of CityCast Houston every morning in your podcast player feed. And drop us a rating and review wherever you listen so we can grow the show. Want more H-Town news, events, happenings, and more? Check out our daily newsletter, Hey Houston, with the info in our show notes. Thanks. That will do it for today. I'm Rahil Ramzanali. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new. Wait, Montrose Selectual, why is Brazil its own thing? What do you mean?
You can go to Brazil if you want, but you just got to buy something every 15 minutes. And I'd rather be able to sit and sip my coffee for a while.
I will say, do not read the Google reviews before you go there.